it's funny, taking money, signed an unrestricted free agent contract here with the Buffalo Sabres. And I'll say this first of all, Squeakin', is that the nickname?
Sometimes, yeah, it has been.
Now, sometimes like appropriate, sometimes you can share with us, or appropriate or inappropriate, like leave that one in the locker room.
No, it was more of a younger thing. Junior, I got that nickname from an old veteran guy, and then it through my first couple of years a little bit, and it just kind of turned into Eeks. And honestly, I've had a million nicknames over the last few years. I don't know how I acquire so many, but
so you know what that means right there, eh, Petey? You know what they say about the guy that has all the nicknames?
Well, it could mean a number of things.
That's the well-liked guy. That's the well-liked guy.
Well, that's interesting. I only had one nickname. Joining the Instigators. So tell us, we have a lot we want to talk to you about. Obviously, we know you don't have a ton of time with us, but when did you know it was Buffalo? And was there a fit here that you felt made sense with your style of player?
You know what? It was just such a kind of a weird year. You kind of hear about this, unrestricted free agency for a while, and it's going to happen fast, and it's going to be exciting. And the first day, kind of just going through, watching the notes and what was coming out, just a lot of signings, but kind of a lot of two ways, a lot of smaller one year deals and stuff like that. Second day, I got a call from Coach Krueger there, and about 40-minute call. I was at the lake, and he was, just discussing the organization and some of the players and the direction. And, I hadn't talked to anyone before. He said that they had made an offer or are currently making an offer as we were speaking. And, we kind of just went over it, my agent a little bit for the next little while, talked to my wife, talked to my dad, and decided it was going to be a good fit. And, with kind of the uncertain future, it's one of those things that, we just weren't sure what to expect going into it, kind of thing. And, now over the last couple of weeks, it's happened. Very excited, very optimistic, and, really looking forward to the opportunity.
What is Coach Krueger, Instigators, Cody Eakin joining us, Craig Rivet, Rob Ray joining me as well, here on WGR 550. Cody, I know we all want to ask questions, but what does a conversation with Ralph Krueger sound like with you?
Well, we kind of just discussed, like, he's, some common interests. We're both out at Lake of the Woods in, different parts over a little while. So we, discuss a little bit of fishing, a little bit of lake life, and kind of get into the bones of things as far as hockey, and, talk about the lineup, talk about his systems, talk about how he kind of runs a bench, and talk about the organization, and, kind of just whatever, and open for questions, and very thorough. He was very thorough with me, and, just kind of give me a general, like I said, in the 30, 40 minutes, everything I kind of need to know off the, to, feel it out and make a decision.
That guy talking up there in the corner there, who's
and he has no idea he's on mute.
His mouth is moving.
Hey, Cody, I'll tell you.
You talked about technical issue, Cody, the guy there with the button-down plaid shirt. His nickname is Technical Issue.
Yeah. And he's still like, but anyways, Cody, hey, look, we brought guys in here this year offensively because it was a part of the game that this team struggled with, with Stahl and Hall. Excellent signings. But in my case, I look at you and I go, I got excited about your signing more than anyone because of what you bring. Mm-hmm. You're not only got a nice offensive touch, you're tenacious, you're in your face, you go 100 miles an hour. And I just think it's something that this team kind of lacked a little bit of that guy out there all the time that maybe pushes everybody else to go that little bit harder.
Yeah, well, thanks. I mean, As far as my game, it's always kind of been a lead by example type of approach. I'm not a big talker at the dressing room or anything like that, but when it comes to work and I'm in there nose first. So, I think when you do the right things over and over, people will follow. And I think with the signings this year that, it just gives that depth. I think the team was excellent. And I think there was just a couple pieces that, like I said, that depth and Stahl, Hall, and myself, gives that added dimension to each line, and just get kind of a whole new look, within the same team, and it looks like a deep team, and I'm excited to get going. But yeah, as far as myself, that's kind of how I was raised. It's goal mentality is hard work pays off, and if you're not going to be the hardest working guy out there, then kind of get off the ice.
And I'll tell you what, people in this town are going to appreciate the way you play, and somebody on the outside looking in, I'm excited about it. I just think it's something that we needed.
I was just about to say that. I don't know if Craig's worked out the kinks over there, but do you know anything about the fan base here, Cody? And what kind, like, I feel like every fan base gets excited for a player like Taylor Hall when they're signed, but I feel like when the game's on, it's players like yourself that these fans gravitate to. I mean, I don't know if you've been out west your whole career, from junior right through, with the exception of Washington at the start, but I mean, this fan base, craves players like you. Do you know that when you signed here? Like, does it roll
Buffalo? I don't know a whole ton. I know it's a good gritty city, and I had the chance when I was with Team Canada playing Buffalo, and I just loved it. I love the passion, and granted that was Team Canada and stuff like that. But I know, from what I know, it's a gritty sports town. I'm from Winnipeg, so I can relate, and people love their sports. They love hard work, and like I said, I can relate. I'm from Winnipeg, and I know what that kind of city's like. So I'm excited to get down and call it home.
Cody Eakin joining us here. When you spoke to Ralph Krueger, did he tell you, any idea of who you'd be playing with? Obviously you'd be center, but I mean, did he say, I see you playing with this player and being this type of line? And, I definitely feel like you have offensive expectation in yourself. And I know that, Ralph Krueger's system, as you mentioned, is a system that is designed for everybody to get involved in the offense. So, is that something that you guys talked about as well?
Yeah, we mentioned it briefly. He kind of says he kind of goes with the hot hand when it comes down to it. Naturally, I think I play my best as a third line center that can, support up and down the lineup when needed. So that's where I would see myself fitting into the picture. And like I said, just bringing the energy on the third line. And, if things happen throughout the season, and if things get juggled up, then, that's the way it goes too.
Do you know anybody on the team here?
I know a few guys. Yeah. I played with all the Reinhardts, different occasions. Colin Miller, I played with Hall a few times through World Juniors and Team Canada and stuff. And so I know a few guys that it's always nice going in, having a couple of familiar faces, and
Instigators joined here with Cody Eakin, Andrew Peters, Craig Rivet, Rob Ray on WGR Sports Radio 550. Riv, have you sorted out your issues over there?
I don't think I have.
Yes, you have, my friend.
Oh, man, I was hoping that I didn't have to speak this whole interview. I'm just kidding. You know what? I mean, the question that I have is, I didn't get a chance to play in Vegas. And I know that you played there for a few years. And had some great success there. How was it like? What was it like playing in that city?
It was great. It was fantastic. That the city was passionate and excited, and it gave them a reason, a sense of community, I think. And they sure did a good job at kind of involving us in the community. And as an organization and getting out and obviously in the first year with the tragedy that happened, it all kind of just went together so quickly and so fast, but it was a great place to play, and the fans were definitely passionate there too.
Pick one. Pick your favorite place. And then I want to ask you, after you pick your favorite place you've played, because you Washington, Dallas, Vegas, Winnipeg. I didn't miss one, did I?
Nope.
Now Buffalo, but you're not there yet. But I want to ask you, favorite place to play so far, and then your best friend in hockey, someone that you didn't know before you made it to the NHL, someone that you've kind of stuck close to, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I think along the way, it's just kind of steps in the journey, and I think I had a blast in Washington, getting my feet wet in the NHL, and Dallas. Coming up from the lockout was fantastic. What a great city that is too. So they're all great. Vegas, we obviously was kind of on display about that city and the new organization and stuff. So I've been lucky, and then Winnipeg, of course, coming home to play. It's they've all been, fantastic times and steps along the way. So I'm not going to single out one. There's a lot of fun in each city, but as far as a friend, that's a tough one. Most of the guys you kind of gravitate towards are the guys you kind of know from before, right? So I don't know. It's tough. I don't know if I'd be able to put my name on one.
Might explain.
Is there a guy in the game that you've come across, Cody, that has made a huge, maybe influence on your game?
There are guys along the way. Yeah, I think some of the older guys. I think when you're younger, you would just want to be a sponge. You kind of just want to absorb everything. I remember learning a lot of nutrition stuff and a lot of health stuff from Johnny Oduya when we were in Dallas. We used to call him the scientist, and
I played with him. Is he not one of the greatest skaters in the history of hockey?
Yeah, he's just mechanically and just so.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. He taught me a lot about the nutrition side of things. I was just kind of a young, dumb kid. And, when you are young, you are, a little more invincible than you are when you say turn 29 or 30 kind of thing, right? You can wake up from a lack of sleep. You can do a whole kinds of different things that, you don't quite feel as bad. But anyway, yeah, I learned a lot of things from him along that way. In Dallas, there was the Spetzes, the Hemskys, and, they just kind of taught me the day-to-day way to be professionals. When I was, I guess, needed it or was ready to learn, kind of along the way.
Well, you talk about veterans and you talk about your time in Dallas. What I found most impressive looking at your stats was that 1 year in Dallas, you only finished 2 points behind Jagr in points.
I played with him a few games too. That was exciting.
Tell us about him. I mean, that must have been a thrill. Were you even born when he stepped into, what year were you born? I got to look this up.
I was born in 91, and I think
only a few years.
Played his first year right around there, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, no, he won a cup in 90. With the Penguins, right?
That's my bad. Yeah.
I mean, what was that like? I mean, were the stories as made up about him as we've heard? Because, going to the gym late at night and, or the rink late at night with the keys and skating. I mean, are those real?
Yeah, they were, as far as I know, most of them were real. And he was just kind of on his own schedule. So to say, at nights and stuff like that, he would take his sticks home, and I'm pretty sure he had a little pregame nap with his sticks and maybe sang him a lullaby before games and stuff. I'm not exactly sure what went on there, but just the commitment, the work ethic before and after every single game, it was the weight vest on, and practices, the weight vest on and weighted stick and just stick handling the big weights. And, it was, I'm not quite sure, like, the nature to be able to do what he does every single day and not be so fatigued that and not sleep and still be able to focus and play the game at that elite level is pretty remarkable.
Well, let me ask you this before we let you go, and we're very grateful for your time today. Wouldn't you sleep with your sticks and sing them a lullaby if it got you a couple thousand points?
Yeah.
I'd make him dinner.
I would, yeah.
I'd even make him dinner.
I mean, yeah. Hose him, wash him down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, it's pretty remarkable what he's accomplished, and if that's what it takes, then I guess he'll get on that program this year, maybe.
You strike me as the pump and iron type of guy, old school. What kind of music are you rocking when you're throwing the weight around in the gym?
Always rock. New, old, mostly. I don't know. We'll throw on a Sheepdogs playlist. I'll throw on some Maryland Manson.
A good Winnipeg band, the Sheepdogs.
Throw on
Saskatchewan maybe.
Who else? I don't know. And then everywhere else, mostly rock. A little bit here and there, a little bit of country. The Last Night Fighter, a friend of mine I met down in Texas. Yeah, just I like to get the energy going and the hair on end. So it's the Maryland Mansons.
Well, speaking of hair, don't shave that stash. It's sick.
Well, thank you.
Have you checked out your hockey DB picture yet?
I can pull it up.
Pull it up right now. Let's get instant reaction with Cody Eakin. It's a phenomenal picture. You gotta play a hard game to get that one. We're joined right now with Cody Eakin. He's checking his hockey DB page.
Yeah. I think that was last year. I had the mullet going.
You're a good sport.
Mullet and the stash, looking good.
Are you like doing interviews or no?
Not really.
Yeah, I appreciate the honesty.
I don't mind shooting the breeze. I can do that all day, but it's the difference between this and media, and you know what I mean.
This isn't media.
I'm sorry you feel that way. We try to give it a
Little
different
two
feel,
guys
but
that got
clearly
nothing
we
else to
failed.
do, and they just sit around all day, and this is what they do.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, shooting the breeze and sitting in front of a camera after the rink asking what happened in a game is two different things. So,
worst question you've ever been asked after a game?
I don't know. I just ignore most of them.
It's a good thing. When you get here,
you'll do just fine.
Last question before we go.
You're gonna do just fine.
Last question before we let him go.
What? Oh, you gonna ask him?
What's the body fat? Be honest.
Ooh, mine's I haven't done it for a while. Usually it's 8 to 10.
Oh yeah, we got a fat one.
That's 10. If I depending upon the season, if we're hammered, it gets lower, and then I've been trying to put on a little extra body armor and a little meat on the body right now because a couple past injuries. So hopefully it gets a little higher when I get in there.
The funny thing is we ask a lot of guys this, and just when we played, I know Petey was really high, and obviously Rob was high, and I was probably pretty.
What do you mean high? Like body fat? Like my body fat was high?
I was lean, buddy.
Buddy, my body fat was
you weren't lean.
1 year I showed up.
I had
fat.
to be taking the jersey off all the time. The chicks depended on it.
Okay. I didn't take my jersey off.
11.9.
If I came in at 11, then I was rolling big time.
Hey,
but you know what? You see a lot of guys. It seems like everybody is under like 7.5% now. It's just it's crazy how thin these guys are.
Too lean. You don't have the durability.
Cody, there used to be a glass window between the strength coaches, office and the training room, and the body fat caliper was in the strength coaches room. Yeah. So one day we're all looking through the glass, and there's Craig in there. He's got the body fat caliper in his hand. There's nobody else with him. He's giving himself a body fat test.
That's it. Listen, I'll do my own body fat test. You don't need to know my scores.
Yeah. Hey, Cody, thanks for your time, man.
Yeah, thanks, boys. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it, Cody. Congratulations, man.
Congrats.
Thank you very much.